Hey y'all. So my name's Awe. I use he, him, his pronouns, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a few weeks since I came to campus, even though it's been like a week since I posted, and it's really been pretty incredible. Well, at least given everything, it's been pretty good. It's been a lot better than I expected. Spending my first quarter of grad school online, especially here at Stanford, was definitely not my plan. But like I said, it's been a lot better than I thought. Not having to run around campus for class means I have a lot more time for personal stuff like running and cooking, and I'm able to just log on to class right when it starts. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather be in person, but I'm saying like this has its perks. I started running again after basically taking all of quarantine off, and oh my goodness, I feel the effects of not running in a few months. I now stretch morning, night, and after every workout. I used to want to just like skip along, or not really skip, but like just work out, then maybe stretch a little, and then like get to what I need to do. And like instead of stretching for 30 seconds, I'd stretch for like 5 seconds and then move on. But my mantra lately has been if I want my body to love me, aka not get injured, then I've gotta love it. Meaning I have to put the time in for stuff like stretching. My day typically looks like me waking up, of course, God willing, QT running because the weather here, oh my goodness, is just incredible. But I won't be a huge Cali fanboy right now. So running, stretching, making breakfast, going to class, doing homework, projects, group meetings, uh, studying a little bit, and then going outside again because the weather. But really though, but don't worry about the details. I'll probably do a full day in the life at some point. A few of my classmates are also on campus, so whenever possible, we try to get together and do stuff and try and form a community, try and build community. It can be really difficult zooming by yourself all day, every day, as I'm sure you all are aware. And one thing about this space is that it really takes a lot more intention to get to know people, but we really try. We have photo shoots or pumpkin carving, socially distanced, of course. Um, the upperclassmen, or I guess like second year students, organize virtual happy hours for us, and we can pick up drinks. Last week we visited a cactus garden. So yeah, we really try and get to know one another. And for those students who aren't on campus yet, like they join in on our virtual happy hours, and we have a buddy system, so we get to know one another. Yeah, it's really all about building community and getting to know one another and just trying our best. Speaking of intention, one important aspect of my entire experience here is intentional reflection about everything happening, whether it's about classes and the stuff that I'm learning in my classes, or events like hackathon, like the video I made earlier, to me just learning about project management or team management or sustainability and what that really means. I found it valuable to carve time to synthesize everything happening. I've I I really got into reflection after my freshman year of undergrad, uh, throughout CIP, where we had to write a weekly blog about stuff that happened to us, and I used to think like, oh man, like how am I supposed to write about what happened? That's not really interesting, and I'm not really capable of doing that. But after spending literally years writing regularly and pouring into like my close friends and family, and yeah, just doing my own internal reflection, I found that it really helps because I'm not like just passively experiencing life as it happens. I'm like intentionally reflecting on the experiences and guiding my life the way that I want for it to go in the direction that I want it to go. So if you haven't tried reflecting, whether it's like in a journal or typing it up or like I'm about to show you all on camera, like I highly recommend it. Like I said, for me, this normally happens on paper in my journal or on Notion. I have like a whole journaling setup, but again, I won't be a Notion fanboy right now. But sometimes I also like talking to close friends and family to reflect on stuff that's happening to me and for me. But right now, I'm gonna have you all come reflect with me. And so let's see how this goes. Hey, what's good, everyone? So it's currently Sunday, the end of week 4, the start of week 5. Have a midterm this week. Got a ton to do. Oh, you see my bike? My bike came, and I'm super excited. I have a midterm this week. I have some homework to do. I have a paper to write, a presentation tomorrow. But there's only one thing I really, really want to do right now, and that is go outside and read my 99% Invisible book. And so I'm gonna go read. And so I'll have y'all come with me. I'll reflect a little bit for this week. And then I'll come back and probably get back to my grind. And so let's do that. Let's have some fun. All right, what's good, y'all? So I made it out to the spots. I'll show you. So here I am. I really don't know what this field is called. It's totally Googleable. But I think on my first day here, I walked around campus and I came to this spot. It was kind of far away from everything. Hope you guys can hear that helicopter. It was kind of far away from everything. Oh, my little helmet here. I hope it was kind of far away from everything. It was kind of secluded and kind of away from all the residences. And so out of nowhere today, I kind of got this inspiration or like feeling to like come out here and yeah, spend a few moments reading my new book. I could ride my bike. It only took me like 10 minutes to ride out here. Like, isn't that crazy? Look how beautiful my bike is. I'm literally so excited. If you can see, like, I got a basket for it. It's over there. That's so handy. I got to like carry like my camera bag and water bottle, and I don't have to like try and balance everything on my back anymore. And yeah, so like I said, it's the end of week 4, start of week 5, and things are picking up a little bit. I have a midterm this week. Shit. Hope you can hear the helicopter. I have a midterm this week in a class called Life Cycle Assessment. It's a cool class. It really like it's opened my eyes a little bit to like sustainability, like in a more defined sense, not just in a pretty word. Sustainability in the sense like thinking about the materials we use for whether it's building or for products and the processes that go into creating them. Like forming concrete takes up a lot of energy, and like for example, our term project, we're looking at like my group, we're looking at like a scooter based in New York, and the scooter's made from carbon fiber as opposed to like aluminum or steel, and carbon fiber is a different material, and like you gotta like mold it instead of like, I don't know, all kinds of other stuff. And so it's an interesting class. I have a midterm for that. I'm not super nervous about it right now. To study for it, I'll study for it later. Also on Wednesday I have a paper due, and tomorrow I have a presentation for my class called Infrastructure Project Development. I think it's probably my favorite class right now. This class looks at everything that leads up to the design and construction of a project, and so
you get an idea, or like, oh, there's a need, we need some sort of project, whether it's like a new high-speed rail or light rail or more buses, or so that's like transportation. Or it could be like, we need a new school, or like we need a new prison, which we don't need prisons, but that's a whole nother conversation. And so you get the idea and like everything that you need to do, like the environmental impact statement, all the way through like financial, like how we're going to pay for it, and doing outreach to the community to see if they support it, does it interfere with their lives, and who's going to pay for it, all these things. And so my group, we picked a project that's actually happening in Michigan. So we've been talking about autonomous vehicles becoming a thing. Tesla has their own, Ford has a couple, it's starting to become a thing, but it's not as big of a thing as we imagined it to be. And like, we can't just like have a huge fleet of autonomous vehicles come out and like onto the road, because we humans are still on the road, and it's still gonna there's still gonna be mistakes, like errors happening, and it's not gonna like properly integrate well. So one approach to this is to have them have their own individual lanes. So like autonomous corridors where we have just personal autonomous vehicles, or like shuttles that run through. And so my groups were looking at like the feasibility of that and how to implement this. And so we have that presentation tomorrow, and it's just our first presentation. We ran through it. I've learned a lot throughout my undergrad of like preparing for presentations. Like, it's not just, oh, I have a presentation, you go up there and you wing it, but what like you want to say, you really got to think through exactly what think about your audience. Do they know about the project? Do they not? Do you have to like talk them through stuff? Like, do you have to define terms? And then there's sort of like another level to that where you sort of think about accessibility and like who's in the room, and like, is your material accessible enough? So for example, when you see presentations or documents or posters, there's like alternative text, and so that's to allow like people who are blind be able to like people who are blind to be able to still know what's on a poster, and it can like be read back to them. So likewise, I've been practicing like delivering my presentations for like the things that I talk about by being a little more descriptive of what's on the screen, because I don't want to assume that everyone in the audience is able to see, and being able to describe everything clearly. And so there's like sort of like layers to presentations, and I think, like they say, like the more you do them, the better you get at them. And I don't know, I just remember like being nervous back in middle school about presentations, and even sometimes in high school, but like really the more you are in front of people, like the better it gets. Also, like I did a TED Talk last year and in front of a couple hundred people, and so I think I could give presentations. But I mean, it's not always been perfect. Like last year, I took a multidisciplinary design class, and that was like this was my senior fall. It was literally the definition of like biting off more than you can chew, and I was literally so busy, and I didn't spend enough time with like my group and like our project as much as I could have. And when it came time to present, like I was really like trying to hold it all together, and so like they say, like failing to prepare is literally like preparing to fail. And so but yeah, I'm excited, and I really enjoy presenting in front of people. And yeah, like I said, at this point, like I'm really finding like I really enjoy managing, whether it's like projects or people. So like getting stuff set up, making sure things are organized and we're on the same page, making things as easy as possible for everyone to be on board. And so yeah, I don't know, I'm enjoying it, and I think it's a good time.
I just finished my presentation. Let's see. Yeah, I just finished my presentation for my product development class. And low-key, I feel kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but I'm a little like disappointed in myself, kind of. So I was talking a lot about like preparation for the project, and like I had everything up, but when it came time to present, somehow I still got nervous. And so then I was like reading what I wrote word for word. And in the end, I completely forgot to like engage with the audience and just be like relaxed and trying to like, so the whole point of this presentation is like we're presenting it to people who want to invest in our project, whether it's like the government or like we're trying to like win the bid for the project. And so I ended up like, and I have like two screens, and so I was like having my notes on one screen and like looking at the other screen, like trying to like control both and like flip through, because like I was the one sharing the screen for my team, and ended up just like looking off to the side like on my other screen and like reading the notes like, hi everyone, we are team this and our project is this, and like I don't know, and I feel kind of like disappointed, and like I was trying to like compare myself with other people, and like I don't know, like I like to think I'm a good presenter, and like, but I guess I just got caught up in like this is really important and I don't want to like misspeak, you know, but like I don't know, I just feel kind of bad right now, but like I can't dwell on that. I can't dwell on it. It's our first interim presentation. We have another one in like 2 weeks. We have another interim presentation in 2 weeks, and we'll have our final presentation at the end of the quarter. And it's stuff that I can work on. It's stuff that like my team can work on. Like we don't have to. It can be both like informative and engaging at the same time. And so can't let myself get too bothered by that. I'm gonna take some notes real quick on like my own feedback and like my own thoughts. Professor and the TA are gonna get back to us with their thoughts. And so then whenever that happens, like I'll just incorporate it. And yeah, I don't have time to dwell on it because I have a lot more things to do today. So next.
So some exciting stuff in life. This week, my copy of the 99% Invisible City finally came in. I literally pre-ordered it when I first heard Roman Mars talk about it on his podcast. 99% Invisible is this really cool like design podcast, and it talks all about just the built environment and everything design related. And yeah, it's been like a really important like piece of my engineering journey. I remember when I was a first year student, I was talking to my professor about like, oh, I'm sort of interested in cities and building cities and improving them and designing them, and I really didn't have like the language to describe what I felt or like what I was thinking about cities. And I was asking like, am I in the right major? Like, is this the way to go about it? And she quickly shared with me, she was like, oh, there's this podcast called 99% Invisible. I should check it out. And this was also like my segue and like my gateway into the world of podcasts. And I've fallen in love ever since. You know, I listened to it, and I don't know if it's like the host for the podcast, like Roman Mars, whether it's his soothing voice or like the chill and like curious feeling music that like gets you hooked in to like find out more about whether it's like the built environment, like this building, you know, like there's this building in New York that has like the corners like on the edges of the building, not at the vertices. I forget the name of the building. Or like the world of design, like, or like we did like articles of interest where they looked at like different clothes or like perfume or like the history of highways or the history, you know, like literally anything. Hello. Hi there. No problem. And just thinking about the world around me is that the podcast does such a good job of like getting you curious and thinking about it. Oh, I remember one of my favorite episodes was on curb cuts. You know how when you get to like the side of like a sidewalk, where the sidewalk meets the road, some parts have like sharp drop-offs and other parts it like blends into the road. And that isn't just there to help you, it's there for, let's see if I remember, let's see if I actually remember. It's there to help like people with physical disabilities be able to like smoothly transition between like sidewalk and the road, and you know like the bumps, they're there to help like blind people, you know, be able to identify where they are and warn them if they're about to enter the road, you know. And like there's all this history, or like the history of like another example of curb cuts, which isn't like an actual curb cut, but like subtitles are there to help people who can't hear, but now we have turned it into this debate of, oh, do you watch movies with subtitles on or not? And so I don't know, just thinking about that everything in this world was designed intentionally, and it's just so fascinating because someone had to have thought, wow, it'd be so great to have this, and we designed it that way, you know. And so yeah, I'm really excited. They have this book, and I'm coming out here to read it. I'm pretty busy right now, but like I was like, I need to take a minute to come away, find a spot, spend some time reading, and reflecting a little bit. And so that's what I'm doing. I've been meeting some people, or like kind of like my classmates. Last night we biked up. I biked up to like downtown Palo Alto, so like 10-15 minutes away. And we got boba from this place called Gongcha. And I met a couple of new classmates on this little excursion. So that was nice. This morning I biked up. You could tell I'm loving my bike. To a farmer's market. Where I got to meet someone running for city council here in Palo Alto. His name's Greg Tanaka, and lovely man, lovely person, and seems to care very much about this area. Yeah, and I don't know, I never thought, but like farmers markets are a great place to get to know people in your community, and if you want to be involved with like politics, to like for them to meet people in their community, for them to meet you. Oftentimes, as often we see people, they're sort of like mystery boxes, you know, like we just see them running for things. Are they real people or whatnot? But like, yeah, they are. And like, when you talk to them and hear how passionate they are, it's incredible. Okay, I've spent about a lot of my time so far talking. It is 5:33. I guess it's been 20 minutes. I've been chatting for about 20 minutes now. The weather's nice, so I'm gonna read. And then I'm gonna bike back home, and maybe I will call Morayo. And yeah, I have work to do, so we should probably get to work. Okay, I'll see y'all later. I'll show you the bike one more time, and then the views. Woo!